Hey guys, welcome to question FM 393 of the Further Maths Fortify Study Guide. This question reads, a restaurant offers loyalty bonuses to its heavier, more valuable customers in the form of a discount. This discount is based on the customer's weight in kilograms. The graph below can be used to calculate the discount as a percentage a customer is to receive based on their weight in kilograms. And then we're given a graph that looks much like this one. Part A says find the discount as a percentage that a customer would receive if they weighed 130 kilograms. So we're going to start off here by following the x-axis across to 135 kilograms. What you'll notice is the 135 mark lines up with these 2 points here. We've got an opened end point and a closed starting point on our step graph here. The trick is going to be on deciding whether the discount is 20% or 35%. Now the answer is 35% because the closed point here, or the filled in circle, we include this point. However, with this open circle, we include every point up until this point, is what we were trying to be told here. So filled in circle, we include the 130 kilogram mark, but for the open circle here, we don't include that point there. So the answer is the 35% discount. Part B. Actually, before we get part B, we get given a little bit more information. We get told that a competing restaurant catches wind of the weight discount and starts their own. The equation for the relationship between discount as a percentage and weight in kilograms is, and then we're given the formulas there. You'll have them in your books for the competing discount. Part B says find the competing restaurant's discount as a percentage for a customer that weighs 80 kilograms. So in order to complete this question, basically we're going to use the first formula that we're given, and that's because we're told that we can use the first formula when the weight is less than 175 kilograms. So we're going to use weight over 5. So in this case, it's going to be 80 over 5 plus 5 is going to equal our discount. So when we plug this all into a calculator, we could plug that all in and we should get an answer of, well, first 80 over 5 should be 16, plus 5 should be equal to a 21% discount. Part C then says on the axes above, sketch a graph of the competing discount for the values of the weight between 0 and 200 inclusive of 200, not inclusive for 0. Cool. So what we're going to do is use our two formulas that we were given, and we're going to figure out where the points of our graph are. So the first way we're going to try and figure out, or the first point we're going to try and find, is for when our weight is at 0 kilograms. So we put that into our first formula, 0 over 5 plus 5. And here we should get an answer of 5. So even if you weigh 0 kilograms, which of course isn't possible, but if you were, you would still receive a 5% discount, which means that our first point here, and I'll do these points in squares so we don't get lost with them, that would be our first point there at the 5% mark and 0 kilogram mark. So that first one would be 0, 5. Now our second point is where things get a little bit more tricky. What we're told in our formulas is that our first formula is valid for all the values of weight up until 175. So what I'm going to do is going to take that 175 and put it into the formula. 70 over 5 plus 5, and that is going to be equal to 40. So this point here is 175, 40, which is going to be somewhere around here. Now this is also going to be an open because our weight of 175 is actually not included in here. So 174.99999 would be included, but because we've got a less than symbol between weight and 175 and not a less than or equal to symbol, this is going to stay open. So what we would expect to see is something like that. So you just draw your line through those 2 points. Now, we're told that in our second formula, all the values equal or above 175 kilograms will earn a discount of 55%. So at 175, so our next point here is going to be 175, 55. This one's going to be filled in because our second formula says that it's inclusive of 175 as a weight and all values above, which means that also our final value at 255 is also going to be included, like so. Part D says determine the weight of a customer for which the competing discount and the original discount are the same. So this one you could actually spend a fair bit of time sort of trying to work your way through and figure out where that point is. However, there is a fairly quick way of answering this question. We can see that the point where we should have an equal discount between the competing restaurant and the original is at this point here. So we know that because this is where our two different equations are sort of running into each other, and we can see that visually. So what we know is that at some point when the original restaurant has a discount of 35%, that coincides with a discount of 35% from our competing restaurant. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our formula that we were using up here, and we're going to say that we have a discount of 35% when some weight over 5 plus 5 is equal to it. So we can use our solve function. We can solve 35 being equal to weight over 5 plus 5. And if we chuck that into our calculator, we should get an answer of weight, or W, or weight, of 150 kilograms. So there you have it, guys. There's those 4 answers. If you have any questions for us, can you please drop them in the comments below? Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.